The purpose of this life in our existence is ultimately to attain the supreme life. True Emperor, what is it that one attains by chanting the name? What is in that world? Describe the very essence of that world which a person attains after chanting the name. The Satgurus and other saints, sages, and wise people of the land have decreed that you should not ask what is there. But just to be clear, we will tell you what is not there at this point in time. We will tell you about what is there. Nearly all the sages and ascetics of the world are silent. It has been called the ineffable story. Even those who have personally experienced that world have truly expressed their inability to describe it in words. Even if I knew I could not speak of it, it is impossible to describe. I have seen many who speak and speak trying to describe it, but I have seen that the ineffable cannot be told. Then there is the decree of Sahib Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj that I really cannot say anything about that world at this point in time. How can I describe it? The words do not come to me. How can I describe it? How can I explain it? I simply cannot put it into words, no matter how hard I try. It is truly beyond my ability to describe, and it is far beyond my power of speech to express. My power of speech has its limits, and that is limitless. My tongue has its limits, that is limitless. It cannot be confined by limits, it cannot be grasped. So, what is not there? This is what the devotees have told us. This is what the gurus have told us. But as for what is in that world, about this, all of them are silent, quiet. Their silence shows that a world beyond the power of speech is what they have attained. The emperor says none of this is there. What? Nanak has built a home there where there is no death, no birth, and no old age. I have made my home in that place where there is no death, where one is not born, where there is no old age. In fact, this precious and unique life that we have received is truly meant for the attainment and realization of the supreme, ultimate life. And on the day a person finally attains that most supreme form of life, they then truly become free from death. They become free from old age. For this reason, Gurbani has thoughtfully and insightfully presented this precious life in many different and unique forms, each offering its own perspective and understanding. The devotee Kabir says this life is a stringed instrument, a musical instrument with strings. And playing this stringed instrument is very difficult, very hard. If you tighten the strings too much, the pitch of the instrument becomes so high that it is extremely difficult and sometimes even nearly impossible for most people to sing along comfortably. If you make the strings too loose, then the music doesn't come out right. Tuning the stringed instrument is, in fact, also very difficult and can be quite challenging. Playing it is quite difficult, yes, but tuning it is also extremely challenging. Such is the stringed instrument. The devoted follower, Saint Kabir says, the person never truly learned the skill of playing, the proper method of playing, or the art of playing this instrument. This person just ended up breaking the strings. Kabir says, the instrument I was playing, all its strings have broken. What can the poor instrument do? The player has departed. The strings of this instrument broke. When the string is broken, the rabab does not play. In your ignorance, you have ruined your own purpose. So says the devotee, Kabir Das. This delicate thread of our breaths has often been called the string of the instrument, and this very life is that remarkable stringed instrument. Kabirji says, bring out the divine music from this. Bring out the music of the Lord. Just as a melody comes from a string, from every breath, bring out the contemplation of the Lord. Cherish every breath, let no breath go in vain. From the string of every breath, every moment, you must sing the Lord's tune. Sahib Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj's command in the Zafarnama, Laba labbe kun, damba dam nosh kun, game har do alam faramosh kun. O Aurangzeb, this breath, these are cups received from God. But these cups of yours are empty. You should pour the nectar of God's name into it and drink it. Your cups are completely empty. They keep rattling, making noise again and again. The sound of the empty cups just keeps going. Laba labe kun, damba dam nosh kun, calmly. Game hardo alam faramosh kun. If you want to be saved from the sorrows of both worlds, then pour the nectar of the Lord's remembrance into the cup of your breaths. Kabirji says, this breath, this vital life force energy, these are the delicate, invisible strings, the strings that are attached to the instrument, the marvelous instrument of the human body. From this, bring out the divine music, the music of the Lord. Kabirji says that people often break these strings. Life never comes into tune. The strings break. Before the music can emerge, the instrument comes to an end. Before giving birth to music, the instrument breaks. Sahib Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj often refers to this life as a jina, meaning a ladder, a pauri, a ladder. And it's natural that a ladder is made for climbing, for ascending, and for reaching somewhere in order to ultimately arrive. The Guru explains that this life in our human experience is a ladder to reach the Supreme Being, to reach God. And this ladder has been given to everyone. This life, this very step, this important ladder has truly been given to everyone, for each and every one of us. Then the Satguru, the revered teacher, also proclaims that the person who misses this step will come and go suffering pain. Forgive the servant this time, for there will be no more rounds in the ocean of existence. Now, if you slip from this ladder, if you slide off, then you will not get this step or ladder again in the future, and it will not be available again. Animals and birds also have their forms of existence, their species. However, they cannot climb this ladder at all. They cannot grow and develop. They cannot progress. Their lives are hopelessly stagnant. They are completely bound. But a human being is able to move forward because the human body is a ladder. A person can carefully climb it and reach God. Whenever anyone has truly come to know God, they have done so only on the path of human life. They have reached only in the human form. There is simply no other kind of ladder or step available. That is precisely why the Master wisely says, the person who unfortunately misses this crucial step will inevitably come and go, repeatedly suffering pain. Then the Master also says, in other words, this life and birth is a fundamental substance or essence. A person enjoys the essence of infinite substances in their life, countless substances. But the Master says, life itself is a substance. Life itself is a substance. Because where will you actually find the name of God? The name of God is lying in this platter of life. The 9 treasures, the nectar of the Lord's name rests within this body. That name of 9 treasures, that hidden substance, that nectar-like essence, is lying in the platter of this life. In this very platter, that truly perfect Supreme Being has graciously served the meal of His name. But the Master says, the fool wastes the substance of this life. The ignorant don't understand, the naive don't understand. They let this substance turn to dust. They never experience the joy of this substance. We indulge in all the pleasures of the world. Have we ever enjoyed the bliss of this life substance? What is the substance of life? It lies within. It lies within us. Only on rare occasions does a rishi, a muni, a seeker, a gursikh, a gurmukh experience the joy of that substance. Otherwise, the world remains deprived of the nectar of life. The Master says that life itself is a substance full of nectar. Enjoy its bliss. You should partake of that nectar. Then the Master also says that this life is a path, it is a road. And on this road, there are different stages. There is childhood, there is youth, there is old age. You must not stop at childhood, you must not stop at youth, you must not stop at old age. Move forward. Keep your awareness, your thoughts focused ahead. Each stage brings our thoughts, our awareness, our sense of being present to a halt. Childhood, too, in many ways halts our perspective and even our thoughts. Youth has its own powerful grip. Our thinking doesn't move forward. Old age, too, brings a person's thoughts to a halt. The Master says these are merely stages. Why do you stop at a stage? Try to move forward. The Master says, look ahead carefully and thoughtfully and keep moving ahead. Look ahead and keep moving ahead. Look far ahead and do not turn your face back. Nanak says, this is your turn to succeed. You will not be born again. Look far ahead. Look ahead. What should you look at ahead? Ahead lies death. Death pushes you. This is why they say that a human being does not look very far ahead. Whereas my king says, cast a long contemplative gaze. That is, take a very long view, take a very distant view, carefully look very far ahead. And on the path of life, if you look far ahead, you see the end. You see death. And this death, it relentlessly pushes you forward whether you want it or not. A human being's whole and complete effort in many ways is to forget death. And the effort of religion is to make you remember death, to continually remind you of it in your daily life, to keep this awareness present. The one who is trying to forget death is worldly. The one who is trying to remember death is a devotee. That is why Guru Nanak Dev Ji laid down a condition. Come to my door later. First, simply remember death. First, truly accept death. First, accept death and give up the hope of life. Become the dust of everyone's feet, then come to me. The stage of childhood itself is such that one forgets death. The stage of youth is such that death is forgotten. The vast and seemingly endless expanse of old age is such that for many the reality of death is often forgotten. Death is not remembered. Whereas the Master, Guru Nanak Sahib, says that at every stage you must remember the destination. Look far ahead and do not turn your face back. Nanak says, this is your turn to succeed. You will not be born again. So life is a path. Life is a substance. Life is a ladder. It is a step, a ladder. And regarding this very life, the Master, Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj, proclaims, sometimes this life is a dream. It is nothing and it is nothing. It is a dream. This life is a dream. The life of this world is like a dream. Life is akin to a dream. The soul, the dream, and the act of seeing it know this world to be just like that. Life is a dream. Existence is a dream. In a dream, someone can become a king. In a dream, someone can become a beggar. It's a dream. It's all a dream. In a dream, a person can even die. Upon waking, you realize, I am alive. In a dream, a person can go to heaven. Upon waking, you realize, I am lying in my bed. It's a dream. The Master says, the dream that you see, that alone is not the dream. This life that you are seeing, that you are living, this too is a dream. And here, it's not just you who is really dreaming. Or rather, it's not just you who is a dream. Here, even the greatest personalities are dreams. Ram passed away, Ravan passed away with his vast family. Nanak says, nothing is permanent. The world is like a dream. See the dream for what it is. Do not consider the dream to be real. Live your life, but do not consider life to be real. If you have considered life to be real, then death is a lie. And if you have considered death to be real, then life is a lie. The grip on life is proof that a human being wants to live. And a human being simply wants a real life in which there is no death. So the Master Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj proclaims that on this earth, in this life, there is truly no state or situation where death does not eventually and inevitably come. Yes, if you achieve and reach the supreme life, there is no death in that place there. And if you could build your own home right there in that place, the Master said, Nanak, build your home where there is no death, birth, or old age. So then birth and death do not exist in that place. So then birth and death do not exist in that place. Bhagat Ravidas Ji Maharaj was asked, where are you a resident? Where do you live? Where is your abode? And his proclamation was, Begampura is the name of the city. The city where I reside truly has no sorrow. There is no worry at all, no pain, no anguish. Begampura. Begam, which means without sorrow or grief, that is the name of this special city. There is no pain, suffering, or anxiety in that place. There is no apprehension, no worry, no anxiety there. There is no suffering, neither anxiety nor taxes on goods, neither fear nor error nor the terror of decline. Now I have found such a wonderful homeland. There is everlasting well-being there, O my brother. I have found such a homeland where there is always well-being, there is prosperity and peace. I have found such a homeland where there is no death. I have found such a homeland where there is no suffering, where there is eternal happiness, everlasting bliss. The great devotee, Shri Kabirji Maharaj, also mentions this very thing. There is no rain, ocean, sun, or shade. There is neither creation nor destruction. Neither life nor death, nor pain nor pleasure pervades. Even the void and trance are not there. Brother, where I have become a resident, this life does not exist, and neither does this death. It is not this kind of life, and not this kind of death. Neither life nor death, nor pain nor pleasure pervades. Even the void and trance are not there. The happiness we speak of is not there. The sorrows that exist here are not there either. It is a life that exists beyond this happiness and this sorrow. It is a world that lies beyond this birth, this life, and this death. In that place there is no birth, no old age, and no death. So for what seems like an eternity, countless attempts have been made, even through traditional Ayurvedic methods and practices, to create a legendary elixir, so that a person could consume it and not grow old, not die. And there is mention of such a fruit in the scriptures, the fruit of immortality. If a person eats it, the literal meaning of Amrit is Amrit, where there is no death. A fruit free from death, by eating which a person is saved from death. A drink by consuming which a person is saved from death. An elixir by consuming which a person does not grow old and does not die, allowing them to remain forever young and immortal. For centuries, wise people in the human world have been searching. But in the end, only the dedicated devotees, those who have shown unwavering commitment, have been successful in this search. In this search, only the saints have been successful. The Master's decree is that in this life, old age will come. In this life, death will come, and by accepting it with a smiling face, happily one is saved from the sorrow of death. By accepting it happily with a smiling face, one is also saved from the troubles of old age. So search for the supreme life. This ladder of life was given for this very reason. You must search for that supreme life, and in that supreme life, this birth, death, old age, none of it exists. Nanak has built his home there, where there is neither death nor birth nor old age. We have made our home where there is no death, where there is no old age, where there is not even the act of being born. The sages and saints of India have considered the fruit of devotion and worship to be this very thing, to be free from birth and death. To be born is suffering indeed, to live in all its forms is suffering, and to die is suffering as well. If you truly want to escape this suffering, O man, if you indeed wish to be free from this pain, search for the supreme life. Islam and Christianity are perplexed by this idea of being born again, because Islam does not believe in being born again. The concept of reincarnation does not exist in Islam. Christianity also does not believe in being born again and again. This is the only life, whether you go to heaven or go to hell. But even to go to heaven or hell, that would be a second birth, wouldn't it? Here, the person has been buried. Here, they have been turned to dust. That corpse is lying here. The one who is moving on, who is departing or moving forward, whether to heaven or perhaps to some other place or destination, ultimately, a second birth has taken place, whether they are going to heaven or to hell. It is a second life. The word of the masters and all the religious sages and saints of our country believe in being born again and again. Whether they are Jains, Buddhists, Sanatanis, or followers of Gurmat, or belong to any other tradition, almost every religion that originated in India believes in being repeatedly born into new lives. They believe in reincarnation. They believe in rebirth. And what do they believe is the greatest sorrow? To be born and to die. Why is it called such a great sorrow? Consider this example. An innocent child is in his first grade class today. He has just started school. A year later, he is in the second grade level, then the third. Slowly, gradually, after 5 or 10 years of hard work, he's now in the 10th grade. Just as he's settled into the 10th grade, the school administration comes and gives him an order. Starting tomorrow, you're going back to the first grade. Now, if this 10th grade student has to sit in the first grade, how deeply would that wound his heart and mind? The books he has already finished, he has to go back and read them all over again. The grades he has already successfully completed, he has to go back and pass through them all over again, once again. A human being is born. He is an innocent and pure child. He grows up gradually, step by step, little by little. He plays with his toys, then he grows a little older and runs off to school. Then he grows older still. He gets married. He becomes involved in the ways of the world, in work and business. Little by little, he has children of his own. Then he grows old. And today, as he is about to die, imagine if he were told, "You have to be born all over again. You will be in a cradle again. You will play with toys again. You will slowly grow up again. You will become young again. You will get married again. Then you will have children again. Then you will be engaged in work and business again. Then you will slowly pass through sickness and sorrow and grow old. And then your life will end." The sages and saints of India have considered this a very great sorrow. Life, birth, and death. These three have been considered very great sorrows. That is why the words of the Masters have emphasized, for as long as you have this life, within this very life, attain the supreme life. Within this very life, in this very moment, strive to attain the supreme life. Attain that life where there is no death, where there is no old age, and where there is no such thing as being born again.